Hello everyone. So today we are going to be re-recording a video that I have previously talked about. This time I'm going to do it with better audio. I'm going to have something for you guys to watch. I want to make it a more enjoyable experience. I was also extremely heated in the moment talking about it last time. I'm probably going to be still very emotional about it just because it's crazy to me that Star Stable's response was so lackluster in this incident. So to summarize, from what I remember of these two girls, because this happened a long time ago. That's another one of the problems. I play on the Cookie Canyon server, and there were these two girls who would, whenever you were typing in chat, like they would choose one person for a certain amount of time, like for as long as the chat was active in a certain topic, and they would just choose one person and like berate them and hound on them and just troll them and just try and get under their skin. And if when that wasn't working, they would escalate and start saying some of the most heinous stuff you've ever heard. Um, they they really were a problem. If it was just a little bit of trolling, like whatever, but no, 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 this was extreme. Like they were joking about shooting people. They were joking about abortions, saying that they wished that other players got aborted as a baby. Like things that you just don't say to people. Like it was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Where was I? Right. They they were just huge problems. Nobody liked them, and the problem is it's a game for kids. There's kids on the servers. You see kids being bullied. Sometimes kids will join in. So then that's where the issues came in, is that they were an issue, and a lot of people who are more mature knew that, but there were a lot of people who would join them. So they made the global chat of Cookie Canyon extremely toxic. And now, granted, I rarely talk in global. Like, I'll talk every now and then when people are discussing the Star Stable update news. But beyond that, like, I don't really use the chat that much. So, I do read it. I do kind of like read what other people are saying. And they would just go in on people and just be super like nasty and rude. And what what threw me over the edge to actually report them was a message in chat. It is ingrained in my brain. I can recite this from memory. It is so gross. I'm not going to say the name of the club because they don't deserve that. They don't deserve the publicity. So they said, uh, name of club here. Join our club if you are underaged. We are a club specifically for having fun with kids. Join if you wish to be touched. I cannot even describe to you the visceral reaction I had to reading that. That was one of the times I spoke up in chat. I was like, there's absolutely no way you're serious. Like, do do not say that kind of stuff. That's disgusting. It was so gross. And of course they thought it was funny. And I'm like, I'm reporting you. So I did. So, now into my actual email. Will it switch over? There we go. Here's my actual email. So here is my original message. Here you can see it on April 17th, 2025. For those of you who are listening and not watching, I will read it out loud. Greetings, and I hope this message finds you well. Recently, I have been online on the Cookie Canyon server and have noticed two players, Autumn, gonna block out the last name, and Holly, last name. These two players often go out of their way to start drama with other players, insulting people for the way they type, threatening to even kill people, sexual harassment, gun violence, and cussing at people, and trying to make a fool out of them. These two feed off of each other and try to drag other people into the drama and name-calling. They also own a club where they allow kids to join, and these children are exposed to the toxic environment as well as being threatened to be touched. I implore you to please look into these two people. Sincerely, Clarice. Well, Star Stable is so amazing, and you can see it right here, at 1 in the morning, I'm not going to fault them for that, different time zones and all, on June 28th, 2025, now remember, April, May, June, okay? That is so long for a response, and the response I got was horrible. So, a little over 2 months later, this is what I get. Hi. We just want to apologize for not responding to your inquiry. We are currently experiencing very high volumes. If you still need help or have any other questions, reply to this message and we will be here and are happy to help. Otherwise, this ticket will close in 5 days. Thanks again for reaching out, and we hope everything is going well on your end. Warm regards, the Star Stable team. Alright. Now, I don't think that it takes a genius to tell you why that's absolutely vile. Um, so, Star Stable apparently had received very high volumes of messages. I'm sure this doesn't include just player reports. I'm sure this also includes other things like issues with the game or needing help with payments and all kinds of, the normal what you contact support for. So, instead of taking the player reports seriously, what it looks like to me is they just dumped their inbox, which is so irresponsible. Like, I understand why they did it, and I'm sure there are, kids reporting things for no reason. Like, Sally didn't let me join her role play, you should ban her. Like, things like that. I'm sure that exists. But that's the issue with games for kids. You're going to receive the messages that, you know, don't really mean much at the end of the day and nobody really cares about, but at the same time you're also going to receive messages with very heavy consequences, such as these two girls saying extremely explicit things to kids and threatening all kinds of stuff. I sure it was joking and all that stuff, but if you think that that kind of joking is okay in Star Stable, you're absolutely wrong. Like, that is, they were threatening to hurt people. Like, that's not okay. So I was livid with this, right? Because obviously I want them to look into this. I want these girls to receive some form of consequence for their actions. Otherwise, like, what kind of precedent does that set, right? So, if we look back over here, obviously I replied to them, and I replied to them as soon as I woke up. See the June 28th at 6 a.m.? So they sent it June 28th at 1 a.m. So 5 hours later, when I woke up, I was able to respond. And I said here, I would like for these girls to be looked into. Yes. So they did. Right here is their response on October 9th. Now, I don't know if you're keeping track, but June, July, August, September, October. This is about 4 months later, and there's been a total of about 6 or 7 months have passed since the initial incident. Isn't that right? April, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, 6 months, right, has passed since this initial incident. And this is the response I get. Hello, thank you for reaching out, and I apologize for the delay. We are currently handling a large number of tickets, but now I will be happy to help you. Upon careful examination of your report, we have concluded that the players have indeed violated the terms and conditions designed to uphold a friendly and pleasant atmosphere. Therefore, we acted accordingly in response to the players you reported. Thank you for submitting your report. We appreciate your help in keeping the game enjoyable and hope you continue to enjoy it. Should you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. Kind regards, Carolyn, Star Stable Team, blah, 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 right? That is crazy to me. They took that long to respond, and then they finally did something. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what they did. They never specify what they did. They don't specify if they banned them, if they gave them chat ban, or what they did at all. Now, granted, it's not my business, and I won't even begin to claim that it is. It's not. However, if you're going to have a consequence for an action, I want to at least know what it is. Like, do you get banned for that? Did they get chat banned? Like, was the consequence actually fitting of the crime? Because personally, what I would have done in this situation, if I was an admin and I saw that there were players who, sure, they obviously were like joking around and trying to be edgy teenagers, but in a game where there are children, in a game where you are taking care of and honestly catering towards, because Star Stable is for children, catering towards a young audience, I would want to protect them and keep that kind of stuff away. Like, I wouldn't want people to think that it's okay to do that kind of stuff. And the only way for players to understand that that's not okay is to have punishments that fits crimes. I would ban them. Like, Flat out period. I would permaban anybody who did anything like that. If you threaten to end the life of another human being on a game designated for kids, you don't deserve to be playing that game and you should be banned. Period. So that's kind of where I'm at a loss. So like what did Star Stable even do? Did they punish these players? Did they do nothing? Did they, even if they did punish them, was it a worthy punishment for this crime? I don't know. I am so upset with Star Stable's customer support in this regard. And for them to just delete the all of their entries because they've received too many, like what? I don't get that response either. I mean, I understand the attempt in trying to cut back on the amount of reports, but Star Stable has used AI in the past. So what is stopping them from using AI again to filter through player reports? Because I think something like, oh, Susie didn't let me join her roleplay versus, hey, these two players were telling kids to kill themselves, I think one of them holds a little more weight than the other and should be looked at and prioritized over the other. Um, their whole system like really confuses me. So I'm really hoping that they come up with a better system in the future. I'm hoping that they can figure out a way to sort all that out because as it stands right now, like those players were fully allowed to play the game, you know? Like in those 6 months it took Star Stable to respond, there was no action done and they could continue to play the game and continue to say horrible things towards the players and towards children. So like what imagine if they were somebody who um was a child predator. Like that is 6 months of them acting on this game without consequence, without any form of roadblock that would allow them to take advantage of a child. Like that's not okay. That's simply not okay. So I think that that Star Stable really needs to reevaluate what they're doing here because it's not. They've been doing really well in terms of other things, I will admit, as of recent, but just in terms of like player feedback, and again, I think they removed the sell a horse feature to cut down the amount of stuff they have in their inbox. I don't think that they have enough organization in their inboxes. I think they receive too many messages. I think there's too many things that you're allowed to message Star Stable team about, and I think that it's just too much. So, granted, I understand why they started cleaning out their inboxes, but that doesn't alleviate from the point that it's still not okay. That this still went on way too long. So I was really disappointed in Star Stable here, and I do hope that they find a way to improve and to pull through this and to make better decisions in the future. But yeah, so that's all from me.